Because I read later on you had a little bit regret of the sky moves sideways. Is it?
That was
because it was a bit too prog for you.
It was, yeah. The Sky Moves Sideways was the last album I made pretty much on my own. From then on, the following albums, Signify, and ever since then, it's been more of a band sound, band collaboration. I might still write most of the material, but I get and I expect a lot more contribution in terms of the arrangements and the sound and the style of the band from everyone else. And I think it became more interesting because it became a melting pot of influences. Now, none of the other members of the band are particularly interested in progressive music or psychedelic music, which is where I kind of came from with Porcupine Tree. They're not really interested in that. So they brought a whole new set of kind of inspirations to the band and created a more interesting kind of amalgam or melting pot of a sound. And that's really what I wanted, because I never wanted to be a solo artist. It was something I fell into almost by accident, as you see from the story. And I'd always loved the idea of the band, the unit of a band, collaborating and kind of pooling their influences and their inspirations to create something fresh and interesting.
Yeah.
Sky Moves Sideways for me was like a watershed moment, because I realised that it would be very, very easy for me to disappear into this kind of space rock, kind of quite slightly nostalgic. You know, again, it felt too much like something that had been done before. And I wasn't happy with that record at the time. In retrospect, I look back on it now and I think it sounds good. It's a high quality. For what it is, it's good. But it certainly wasn't where I wanted to go.
It wasn't the direction you wanted.
It wasn't the direction I wanted to go in. The direction, it was kind of moving into almost a direction that would cater for people that liked progressive rock in the style of Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
And that certainly wasn't where I wanted to go. And so it was very important for me at that point to bring the rest of the band in to kind of tighten the band sound up and create something more unique and more, as I say, more a combination of influences.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Has the music you listen to yourself, has that changed a lot?
Yeah, very much.
What's nowadays, today, this week? What's stuff that you really?
I listen to the music I listen to mostly these days tends to be more kind of experimental. I like a lot of drone-based music. I like music that just fills the room with a kind of texture or an atmosphere for an hour or whatever. I love these guys, Sun O, which is a kind of drone metal group. And but I've also, I mean, some of the albums I've loved this year, I guess I've come more from a songwriting direction. I love the new Radiohead record. I love the new Nine Inch Nails record. I love the Neurosis record, Given to the Rising. There's a band called Ocean Size. I don't know if you know the band called Ocean Size. Love their new record, Frames. They actually came out with some tour a couple of times in the past. I'm a big fan of those guys.
Yeah.
So I'm still listening to a lot of rock music as well. But
yeah.
As with anything, you know, I think if you ask anyone over a certain age what kind of music they listen to the music they like, that appeals to them. I think when you're younger, you tend to listen more within genre. As you get older, you realise that actually that's not a good way to listen, because, you know, most of what happens within a genre is not very good, you know, but there's always a few bands that really kind of are unique and rise above the rest. And you can apply that across all genres: jazz, drone, ambient, electronic, progressive, metal. And so you just find the bands with each genre that appeal to you, and that's what I get, that's what I do now.
And that's what you try to
and try to reflect that within my own music, yeah.